Today's job is to fit the interior panels into the 90. If you can remember this saga, it's taken me an awful long time to find them. I have to just be careful where I'm standing because there's ice everywhere. But, you know, these side trims around the windows, great stuff, I thought. So yesterday I was cleaning them all up because they came out the moulding. We made some fiberglass mould so we can make new ones ourselves. However, I realised that they were wrong shade. They don't match the fronts. So, and of course if it doesn't match the front it won't match the back door trim down here. Let me show you. I put a bit of lighting on so we can see a bit better, but I ended up painting them, these panels, using a plastic paint product, and it came out really nice. But I just hope you can see the difference in shade between the two. So what the purpose of this video is, I'm going to show you how to prep up and paint these panels and even maybe fix them if possible. But it's not a guarantee because they are, once they're chipped and damaged, they are really difficult to put back together again. And you can see, look at the bits of fiberglass and resin on the inside. So let's go in the shop where it's less slippy and I'll show you the products we need. Whenever you're painting plastic, there are some very good products on the market like this, but preparation, like preparation H, is very important. These panels had a covering of wax on them to get them to release from the mould when we did the fiberglassing. So it's like silicone. You've got to get all that finish off, and people put products like Armorol on there and stuff like that. So the first thing I do is I give them a very light coat, light washing off with acetone. Now this is a dilute acetone, but it'll take off the excess grease, and you need a lot of paper towel. So you spray on and wipe off, spray, wipe, spray, wipe. You don't use the same cloth for going all over because you'll just spread any grease and wax all over your panels. It's the last thing you want. So you're going to get through a lot of paper towel. And this is another reason why I don't use rags. After that, I was recommended by the paint shop to use this product here. Chromax Plastic. And it's a cleaner for plastic, and it's water based, and so it's nice stuff to use. I'll hold it there so you can see what it is. And you rub it in, and you use, I bet you haven't got one here. Ah, there it is. Hang on. I used these Scotch-Brites. They're like a 1500, and you can see how fine they are. They're sort of almost transparent. You just need something to rough the surface up but not scratch it, because you need to get into the grain of the material. Alright, so that's easy enough. And being a water-based one, you wash it off thoroughly with hot water. Now I did this twice, alright, principally because I had so much of it and I only had 4 panels to do. Once that's dry, we can coat it with this stuff. This is SEM bumper coater. Now I used SEM products before and it was a vinyl coat, but the guy recommended me to use this. He said, no, this is better. And the colour we chose was to match the front door trims. The closest we could get was 39183. Sorry, you have a look at that. I'm trying to look at it backwards through the screen. And it's very good stuff, but let me tell you now, this stuff stinks to high heaven, and I mean really heavy, strong fumes. We're not talking cellulose thinners, and it even smells worse than 2-pack paint. You must do this either outside or in a garage that's independent of your house, because last night I sprayed these panels, and I've got an apartment upstairs which is all vapour barriered off, and this morning my head is absolutely thumping after using this because my bedroom is full of bloody fumes from that stuff. So just be warned, do them outside, and you must wear a mask. It doesn't tell you on there, but wear a respirator, you know, something that's got a carbon filter in, it's really nasty stuff, so just be warned. And if it's nasty for me, it's nasty for everybody, because usually I don't really bother with paints and stuff like that too much. I just put a little dust mask on. But this stuff, no, it's really bad stuff. So the finish is good. I'm very happy with that, and it's even. There's no fish eyes, there's nothing on there, so I'm very happy with that. So what we're going to do is like a step-by-step of doing that rear door card. So with the door card removed, this new plastic one, which is just a plastic moulding, I don't know if it's visible here, but you can see where the rust proofing has crept through and gone vertical through capillary action, or whatever it is. It's crept up. So it's doing its job, it's working its way around the steel frame, but it's also worked its way onto the outside. So again, with our sort of diluted acetone mix, we're going to just do a quick initial get rid of that colour. And again, you can see, look, see how it comes off? Look at that dirt, look at the muck in here. So we'll give that a quick going over, get into all the little corners, don't be afraid. And again, all the way around, get into there. You can see it cleaning all up now. I keep rolling the rag around in my hand, well, not the rag but the paper towel. I roll it around in my hand. Like I say, sometimes when you get things like silicones on panels, if you just use a cleaner and a rag and just push it around, you'll move the silicone from one place to another, and that's the last thing you want. So that's why I use a lot of paper towels, so you're not picking up silicone rags, if you see what I mean. So I'll finish off doing this and I'll show you the next stage. So after finishing with the degreaser acetone, we're going to put some of this stuff on. Now this will prepare up your panel ready for painting, but we're going to rub it into all these little nooks and crannies with this Scotch-Brite. Now there's one before, and this is what they come out afterwards, but they are, like I say, super fine, so they won't really scratch the surface that much, but it will help key the painting. That's one of the things when you do plastic painting, is you've got to make sure there's no grease, and you've also got to open up the surface of the plastic somehow so it will stick. And if it don't stick, it's going to come off and it's going to look awful. Now I've done an awful lot of plastic panel painting, because when we get Land Rovers, used Land Rovers over here, there's nothing worse than having maybe 20 different types of shades of plastic in the car, so it's easy just to make them all one shade, and that's it. So I'm going to get on with that, and then I'm going to rinse it off and do it again. After washing, you must rinse this really, really well. You don't want to see any white residue from the cleaner at all. And it's a good idea also to use your airline just to blow inside the mouldings, get all that water out. Even if it's a nice warm shop like we've got here, it will take quite a while to dry out thoroughly, but perhaps you can see already this has got sort of a dullish type of finish. Well, that's fine, that's so we're going to leave that to dry. There's no white residue on there at all, so that's good. So we'll leave it a little bit. And I've also got the cans of paint on the stove warming up a bit, well, not on the stove but on the top of the boiler, just to get a bit more extra warmth in, and then we'll be ready to give this a top coat. When you're satisfied your panel's clean And I mean really clean. There's no white residue from the plastic cleaner. This can's nearly empty, so I'm going to use this one at first. But a couple of little tips for you guys who are not really familiar, you'll never learn this on the wheeler dealers, is that when you're doing painting of things like this, always do the difficult bits first. I see so many people going, oh, doing all this, you know, and then they need to do this corner, and then you'll find that this is already painted, and then you try to paint into a corner is really difficult. So do the difficult bits first, like under here, and these bits, and these corners, and then do the middle part. The reason is that, like I say, you'll get overspray, but also you've got a tendency to put your sleeves in things and ruin it. So this is what we're going to do. Now I'm going to put my mask on in a minute, but I'm going to show you sort of what I mean about doing this painting. So blow a bit of paint through your nozzle, and you want to be at a decent distance away. Don't get too close. See, like that, look. Now this is getting low. That's getting a bit low. It won't tip up out the can. We'll have to get another one. Now really give them a good shake up. Get those chemicals working. Alright, don't mess about by doing it straight out the can. I see a lot of people do that. And also, once you're happy, go under your bench and blow it out first. Now you can see these have got a special wider fan on, and so there you go, that's better. So do around your corners first, do your tricky bits. And you don't get too close, because this stuff is very light and it'll run and sag. That's the last thing we want. Like I said, if you do your difficult bits first, you'll find that it's really easy just to patch in, like that, look. Because the nice thing about these type of paints is that they blend very, very well. They look awful when it goes on. When it goes on, you think, oh, what a mess. What have I done? So I'm going to put my mask on, and I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to do the rest of this panel, because it is really sort of really heavy. Oh. And it's not my brother. BJ, is that? Right, here you go. Can't get my mask off. Right, I'm going to bugger off now. I'm going to leave that to flash off, and then I'm going to give it another coat. You can see it looks a lot even. It's shiny because the paint's wet, but that'll soon die down. So once that's died down, I'm going to give it another coat, and that will be it. But you can see the idea of turning the panel around to get all different angles. It's very important. I wouldn't suggest doing it on the car if you want to cut corners, because you're going to have paint everywhere. Alright, we'll be back in a minute once these fumes have died down. So after about an hour, this panel is dry. Don't go like this touching a panel right in the middle to see if it's dry, just touch the edge. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it outside because it's a beautiful sunny day today. It won't get any dust in it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it outside in the sun to let that flash off and get the fumes off. So that's basically what we have to do. You can see there's a nice, there's a lovely finish on it, look. It's not too shiny, it's not too matte, but it's perfect. And like I said, we've salvaged that panel, because otherwise we'd have to buy another one. But a little bit of paint and it won't come off, alright? Now let me show you something just before we go of what not to use. There's products like this on the market called Crayon. I don't know if it's in Europe, but it's in North America. It says it for plastic, but there's so many different types of plastic that I found it does work on some but not others, whereas this seems to work on just about everything. This is hard plastic, it also works on soft vinyl. Yeah, I don't know about this. I've used it, but it's one of these all sort of all singing and dancing for wood, metal, wicker and more. But pay a little bit more. I'm going to tell you how much it was in a minute. Another one not to use is just regular paint like this. This is Tremclad. We use this on metal and it sticks really good and it's got a nice satin finish, but once upon a time I picked up the wrong can because there is a plastic paint like this, and I painted a seat and it took about 3 weeks to dry. No good. Now, what did this cost? Well, 2 cans of paint, 2 Scotch Brights, and that was 135 Canadian plus tax. Expensive, eh? Very expensive. People don't realise, they think, oh, a tin of paint's about $5. It isn't. You've got to pay money to get the good job. But you see, what else was my options? There was no other option to do it. And I've got another full can of paint here to do some more trims. In fact, I might just flash over the front doors to do them again. Now the nice thing, just before I go again, I keep thinking of things. This panel was light grey, now we've changed it to dark grey. But with this stuff, you could actually get a black panel and make it light grey. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because it bonds and it adheres to the plastic. You can see now that it's a really nice smooth finish. There's no sticky residues or anything. You pay your money, but you'll get a good product. That's what I'm trying to say. So sometimes when you're stuck, this is the only thing you can do. I mean, I can't just go down the shop and get another one because these were quite expensive anyway. So I hope that's been helpful. If you've got any questions, write them in the comments and we can see what we can do to help you out. But yeah, mate, this is making your Land Rover better, a lot better. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.